Guys, welcome to Greek Fitness. This is Drill Smith. Hope you enjoyed the video. There's more content to come. Thank you. Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Drew Smith for Greek Fitness, and this video is about why I created Greek Fitness. I created Greek Fitness because I wanted to be able to give back to the world in a certain type of aspect. I've always grew up playing sports. I was always physical. I always loved, just moving my body, you know what I'm saying, just staying in shape. So I love to run. Those of you who know me, you know that I run a lot. If you guys follow me, you know that I run. But anyway, when I was back in El Paso, Texas, I went out on my normal running route, and I went on. I was running, and I stopped, and I came to a stoplight, and I never forget it. Something told me to look over, and when I looked over, there was this kid. He was in the back seat of his mother's vehicle. And they were, it was at a stoplight, and I never forget it. Just the look in his eyes, it was like he seemed like an action figure hero. You know what I'm saying? And at that moment, I was like, I believe I can inspire, young children, adults, the elderly. I think I can inspire anyone to be able to become the best version of themselves, or at least try to help them out. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why I created the Greek Fitness program. So yeah. So I grew up in Mount Airy, North Carolina. That's a very small town. If you guys have ever heard of it, that's where the Andy Griffith show comes from. It's like an old 1960s, 70s, or I might be wrong, maybe 1980s. It's an older show, but that's where I'm from, small town. That's where I spent most of my childhood at, and most of that was on a farm, on my mother's side. We have a big family. I come from a line of hard workers, and my great grandfather, he is the one that started Prima Tobacco on the farm. So that's where they made, most of their, most of their income. So the goal with Greek Fitness is not only just to look good. It's about performance too. It's about if I'm training for a marathon, I want to be able to prep properly, accurately and efficiently in order to be able to run that race how I want to. You know what I'm saying, or at least the proper way versus like not training for it, not eating properly for it, and just showing up to the marathon and just completely just not performing the way that you would want to. You know what I'm saying? So that is the goal of Greek Fitness. Greek Fitness slogan is Surpass your standard. So whenever I think about Surpass your standard, I think about you doing something in life and you are surpassing your standard. The standard is average, and average is the enemy, and that's not what we want to be. So when I say surpass your standard, it's time to go to work and give it all you got. All right, here we go. Let's start this. Yes, sir. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, so my great-grandfather, he had started a business in tobacco where they, my family, they would prime tobacco and sell it. You know what I'm saying? That's where they made most of their profit from, and then they grew off of that. And so it's an honor to be a part of that legacy that my great-grandfather had left back for his kids and grandchildren. But my great-grandfather, he was a hard-working man. My great-grandfather had instilled a lot of discipline into me, and he is the reason I have the work ethic that I do today. And I tell you the story. So when I was younger, I was in like 5th grade going into 6th grade, living on the farm with my great-grandfather, well, not with him, but like, so our farm is set up to where we have, our whole family lives on the farm. So, we had our house, everybody, had their own house and stuff like that. But anyway, every day after school, I would want to come home, I'll get off the bus, I want to come home and play video games and stuff like that. And I never forget, every day, my great-grandfather come and he would get in his truck and he would come to my house and pick me up. And the only reason I knew that he was coming is because we had stray dogs. We had a lot of dogs on the farm. We had stray dogs, and you can hear the dogs bark and stuff because they would follow his truck anywhere on the farm. Wherever he moved his truck, the dogs were there. They were surrounding his truck, moving with him. So I heard the dogs, I heard his truck. I was like, oh shoot, he's coming. You know what I'm saying? He's coming to pick me up so I can go to work. And I didn't like it at the time. I ain't gonna lie. Young. Just wanted to, just play video games and stuff like that. But anyway, he used to come every day and pick me up, and I used to hate it. I never told him this, but I used to hate it. And I could never understand why he would, come every day, to pick, just me up. You know what I'm saying? It was frustrating, but I would, stay with him. I would work. We work on the pig pen. We'll build, split firewood or something like that. I'll help him build something. And I didn't understand it back then, but then now, as I got older and I matured and grew wiser, I understand that he was helping me build my foundation for being a hard worker. He let me know that nothing in this world comes free, and if you want something, you got to go out and work for it. And I thank God that he chose me to be able, he chose me, and he was like, look, like, I'm going to work with this guy. You know what I'm saying? And I thank my great grandfather till this day. He's dead and gone, in a better place, but I thank him, because without him, I'm not saying that my work ethic wouldn't be up here, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So it came to a point where in 2019, one night I was just sitting there and I was like, man, I should create some type of fitness program. I should create something that will not only stand out to the world, but also be able to, help people with their fitness goals and to give back. And I think when people join the Greek fitness community, they know that not only are they going to be challenged, but they know at the end of the day that it's going to make them a better person. So the hardest thing that I've done so far since I have created the Greek fitness program was I got invited to a ultramarathon in Cloudcroft, New Mexico. If I want to say it was like June of 2022. Yeah, it was June of 2022, and I got invited from my buddy who was on the Army 10-miler team. So the dude was a beast, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, he invited me, and I was like, dude, I didn't train for this, you know what I'm saying? And, and he was like, you know what, dude, just do it, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what, just sign me up, man, I'll do it. So I signed up for it, and I ended up doing it. So that was one of the hardest things I ever done in my life, because it's a 32.5 mile run through rugged terrain, and there's stations that that you stop at. It's like every 6 or 7 miles you stop, and you get food and stuff like that in order to sustain yourself throughout the race to keep going. The reason I decided to do that race is because I knew for sure, I knew in my heart that race, I wasn't going to try to PR that race or try to get a 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours or anything like that. It was more about to see, like, what are you made of? You know what I'm saying? What are you made of? What can you do? Can you finish this race? Can you go through this race and not break and fold? You know what I'm saying? So that was the primary reason for doing that race, is to see, hey, this is what you made of, this is what you can do, you know what I'm saying? So I done the race, and hands down, one of the hardest things I ever done in my life, physically and mentally, because it's for one, it was something that I didn't train for, and two, it was it was just loneliness. You're out there. I'm at like mile 16 or 17, and I'm by myself. I'm just like, crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired. I don't feel good. I'm hungry. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like continuing on. But like, you dig deep down inside yourself, and you tell yourself like, hey, at the end of the day, if I quit this, is it something that you're going to regret for the rest of your life? And that was something that I didn't want to even remind myself of, so that's the reason I pushed through that race. The biggest goal and expectation for Greek Fitness right now is to be able to reach the people and let them know what we're about. You know what I'm saying? If you want to compete at the highest level, if you want to better yourself, come to us, we'll help you out. That is one of the biggest goals and expectations that we're trying to achieve at this moment with the Greek Fitness program.